If you're ready to start winning almost every single time you lob, you have to watch these 2 simple strategies. The lob is a shot that sometimes gets into a little bit of trouble because if you hit it wrong, you hit it to your opponent's forehand, or you don't hit it too high, you're gonna get slammed and you're probably gonna lose the point. But it's actually a lot easier than people think to score free points on your lob. Here's what I mean. The first tip has everything to do with where you hit the lob. The one problem when a lot of players go for the lob is they go for the forehand side, which means that your opponents are gonna get an overhead. Pretty much everybody loves this shot right here. You can get a ton of power on it. You can hit it down so it comes to your feet, and you can even jump up. So if it's a high one, you can reach it. So instead, what you wanna do is lob to your opponent's backhand, and this will make or break all your lobs. If you can go to the backhand side, you're actually gonna get away with a lot of pretty bad lobs because everybody has a hard time hitting this shot. I know very few people that can effectively put a ball away over their backhand shoulder. Even pros have a lot of trouble with that. And the reason for that is we're reaching over across into the distance on our non-dominant side. I can't get any power over here. And if the ball's even a little bit higher to where I can't reach it, I can't jump up comfortably and get the ball down. All I can do is reach, unlike on the forehand side where I can jump way up and slam it down. So you can get away with a lower lob over the backhand side because even if your opponent connects with it, they're probably not gonna put that ball away. So all we have to do now is target and locate where our opponent's backhand is. So right now, I'm playing on the left side against a righty. So I know that my opponent's backhand is gonna be towards the middle of the court. So what I have to remember is if she has a righty partner, yeah, her partner has a forehand in the middle of the court. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to go right over her left shoulder, which is directly across from my forehand, so that way her partner can't reach it. So when I go for my lob, I see that backhand is gonna be right there across. So I'm gonna go up over the backhand side, but not so far enough over to my right that her partner can't get it. Now, if we flip things around a little bit, and let's say we're playing on the other side of the court. So now I'm gonna be lobbing my opponent from my right side, her left side. Now I can lob a little bit more straight off that down the line angle. So from here, I don't have to worry so much about a forehand in the middle because if I hit a lob to my opponent's forehand, that's probably not gonna be too good for me. So as soon as I get that ball over here, I can just go right up the sideline of the court, and that's where I can get it to her backhand side. Now, the third angle we want to pay attention to is, let's say I'm on the right side of the court and I'm playing a righty also on the right side of the court. Now, I also have a backhand in the middle that I'm looking for. So I can hit a cross-court lob through the middle of the court right over her backhand shoulder. And this angle is really good because it should be far enough away where that other forehand in the middle can't quite reach it. So from here, okay, I have the backhand right in the middle of the court. So I can go right through the middle and make her stretch up over her shoulder. And this is my favorite choice because I have the most room to land this shot. When I'm lobbing diagonally, corner to corner, I have the most room in the court as long as I go through the middle. So I can overhit it a little bit and still probably make it in. In fact, the shot that would land in on this diagonal might actually go out if I try it down the line. So this right here, right side to right side over the backhand is gonna be your highest percentage spot to lob. So now that we talked about where to hit the lob, we're gonna go over when to hit the lob. And there's a really key strategy here that's gonna help me decide when I'm gonna hit this lob. So notice here how I'm hitting all dink volleys, all resets right back into the kitchen. This shot right here is actually a perfect opportunity for me to go for a lob because I can very easily disguise it. The backswing to hit this shot is actually the same exact backswing that I need to hit my lob. All I'm doing is pushing out more. I'm not taking any more backswing. So I can perfectly disguise it. When I'm going for that dink volley, my opponent's not gonna know whether I'm gonna dink it, whether I'm gonna speed up or whether I'm gonna lob it, because all I'm doing is taking that same swing and pushing extra. Here's the other key tip, which has a lot more to do with strategy and some more subtleties of the game. Think about this. When you see your opponent going to take the ball out of the air, what do you usually think they're gonna do, or what are you anticipating? Usually a speed up. When I see my opponent get ready to take one out of the air, whether it's from here or here, the first place my mind goes is attack. I think they're gonna speed up. So that means that I can't prepare to start moving back. If I'm moving when my opponent speeds up, I'm not gonna be ready for my counterattack. Whether I'm moving backwards, whether I'm moving side to side, doesn't matter. As soon as I read a speed up, I have to plant my feet and get ready to counter. And that's what most players read when they see you taking the ball out of the air. So when my opponent sees me go to grab one out of the air, she can't start moving back, because if I decide to speed up, she's got to be ready to counter. So from that same position, I have three options. I have dink volley, I have lob, or I have speed up. And she can't choose, because if she guesses wrong, she's not gonna be able to get the other option. Now, let's say you really love hitting your lob and you wanna go for it off the bounce too. That's totally fine as well. We're gonna remember those same tips though. So we're keeping the same backswing, and we have to make sure that we're balanced. So similar to a speed up, where you're not gonna speed up when I'm stretched like this or when I'm moving, I'm only gonna hit my lob off the bounce if I'm on balance, because I cannot control the shot if I'm moving. So when my opponent gives me a dead dink where I might consider speeding it up, I can just pop that right over her head, because from there, she also can't prepare for the lob, because she's gonna be worried about a speed up or an aggressive topspin dink. So a dead dink is also a great opportunity to go for the lob, because it allows you to hide it really well, and it means that your opponent can't guess.